Welcome to another episode of St Vincent Untold Stories. Breaking news. The people of OTR in St Vincent from the Rabukajai River straight up to Oya is to start returning from the 23rd of August. So we are going to look at that. And we are going to look at the Vincentian who won the Super 6 in Grenada that they did not want to give what rightfully belonged to him. And we are also going to give you some chilling untold stories about the big man and many more. Back in November 2017, Jerome DeRoche, Mr. Schumann, purchased a ticket at the Paris pharmacy in Grenville, St. Andrew. You see, Mr. Schumann said that he used to normally visit the Paris pharmacy where he used to buy preservatives for his fruits and buy tickets for Playway, Pick 3 and Pick 4. He said that he never used to buy Super 6 and Lotto. But he added that God gave him the numbers to purchase the Super 6 for the upcoming game. He said that the numbers 8, 26, 10, 28, 11 and 19 came from his stops at places that he visited to purchase mangoes. I wanted to ask this question. Why people normally say that the man above gave them the numbers when the man above doesn't partake in those kind of things? You see, what you don't understand, there are persons who have special gifts that can normally visualize things before they happen. In the comment section, one of our subscribers was telling us to read The Great Controversy by Ellen G. White. And it was said that back in the days Ellen G. White had visions. She spoke about things in her time that would happen in this generation. Mr. DeRoche said that he wanted to buy a Playway. And he bought the number 34 and placed a $25 bet on it. He said that when he turned on his television in the evening, he noticed that the Super 6 didn't call. He said that the following Tuesday, he went to the Bruce Street Mall to collect his winnings from the number 34. When he looked on the board and he saw the Super 6 numbers, he realized that those were the same numbers he bought at the pharmacy. So he told the lady doing the printout that he had the winning numbers, and he signed the ticket and passed it to the lady. She told him that the numbers did not call the Friday, they called on the Saturday. So he went outside and he spoke to someone and he asked them if the ticket was still valid. The following Saturday, he saw the manager for the Lachi, Mr. Jeffrey, in a restaurant having a breakfast. They spoke and Mr. Jeffrey confirmed that the ticket was still valid. But what had happened is that one of the countries had a holiday on the Friday. So the job took place on the Saturday. But you see, by that time, Mr. Schumann had already thrown away the ticket. Because remember the lady that was doing the printout told him that the ticket was not valid. The manager told him that he had 3 months to redeem his winnings. So he told him that he would see what he can do for him. He gave him a date to come back. But when Schumann came back, the secretary started to push him around. Every time Schumann came, the secretary would say, Mr. Gilbert is not here. It is the same scenario when the witness comes around in the neighborhood. And people pulling their door. And when they knock, they say, we have a lesson for you today. And you normally say, Mrs. and Mr. is not home at the time and you have to come back. I'm busy right now. How much of you do that in St. Vincent? when the Jehovah Witness come about. So Schumann said that one time he was standing outside of the building and he saw the manager show up. And when he went inside to the secretary told him lie that the man was not in. So he decided to raise his voice. Then it caused a commotion and the security guard ran outside to see what was happening. And Schumann explained to the security guard that the secretary was pushing him around. And the security guard agreed that the man was inside. So the security guard went in and got the manager. And he agreed with Schumann and told him that he must go back to the pharmacy. Let they give him a printout. When Schumann arrived at the pharmacy, a workman showed up at the same time, telling the boss for the pharmacy that he came to fix the machine. To all my listeners, this cannot be a coincidence, right? So the boss for the place said, "Oh, you can come to fix this machine and nothing is wrong with it. You can't move it because it is working." So Schumann said that the man still went to the machine and the machine froze up. So the boss for the place said that he sensed that they didn't want to pay him the $540,000 that he won. And he told him that he must seek a legal action to get an attorney. So all the employees working at the pharmacy, they gave a statement and said yes, the man bought the ticket there and he won the court battle. Schumann is a born Vincentian from the island of Kianawan, but he moved over to Petit Martinique at the age of 4 to live with his aunt. And then he went on the mainland of Grenada to live, where he has been living now for the past 22 years. Imagine that man selling stuplum on the corner with a little money, and they don't want to give it to him. And it is similar to what is going on right now in St Vincent. We have friends and families in the red zone that said no one ever came to do any assessment on their homes, and the roofs are leaking because we have pictures of that. And the big man said that they would be doing house-to-house assessment. We know that he likes to sue, but we always have our proof at Untold Stories, and I could take him to those houses so he can't deny. Evacuees from Sandy Bay and surrounding areas. At Untold Stories, we did our part. We told you to stand up for your rights. When they put you on the land at Orange Hill, I hope that they are building wall structures for you. I even told you that distributions of clothing and food packages would eventually come to a halt. Ask persons who have already moved into the red zone already. I am not Noah. I can't say that I'm a preacher. But I know that that regime can't be trusted because we have seen it happen time and time again with the lumber and the galvanized and also the jobs and food distribution. You remember the floods back in 2013? How many of you did not get anything? Hope that you guys have the big man numbers I said before on speed dial. Because we have to continue to help those who really want help. Because if you don't stand up, that means that you don't want help. The big man would not be there forever. And like Job, you have to have faith and stand firm. I told you before that those houses have to be checked inside out. You see, when those volcano relief monies have already been used up, there is no more to get, when the smoke is cleared and some of you run into problem, then you are going to run to call Dr. Friday. You are going to run to call Rise Iruna. Untold Stories, Kentana Chance, Honest to Crook, and all the others who have been helping. And because we have a good heart, we are going to help and even reach out to donors to get you some assistance. Bailiffs are looking for some of you, and some of you are not saying anything. You have water bill to go back to face, you have electricity, even though if they give you a fridge or a stove, remember you had things from before, from courts and those places, etc. You still have to pay for those. They say that you have to send in an application before you take to the street in larger numbers. So I hope that before the 23rd that you all send in an application to come on the road because if you don't come out after that, you have to go back to face extreme poverty, high rate of unemployment, no accountability in justice. And if you talk for your rights, you might get sued. You see some of the persons who have a problem with untold stories voice. Don't worry with them, Is the truth they are afraid of. We are speaking the truth, so they can't say we aren't. So they find different ways to come at you. But don't worry, we will keep telling the truth. With that being said, I just want to big up the entire population in St. Vincent, the regional islands and the international countries who are supporting and praying for us during these difficult times. I thank you.